Hello and welcome to Fleet Europe. You are probably wondering what I'm doing in a studio covered in the green colors of car leasing company Arval. The reason is as simple as straightforward. Arval is launching Arval Beyond, its brand new strategy for 2020-2025, and they give us the opportunity to be the first to share this new strategy with you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a real pleasure to welcome Mr. Alain van Groenendael, Chairman and CEO of Arval. Mr. van Groenendael, welcome in the studio. I hope that you are doing fine, and thanks for making the time for us and the Fleet Europe audience. And we are, of course, eager to know your strategy for the upcoming 5 years. I can imagine it's an exciting time for you, but before we will unveil and discuss the new strategy, let me also congratulate you and the Arval team for the 25th anniversary of the global alliance Arval Element.
Yes, hello Steven, and pleasure for me to be with you today. Great pleasure to see you with Arval Beyond in the background. It's very nice. And yes, it's 25 years anniversary of the alliance of Arval and Element. And you know, 25 years ago, this alliance started with a very simple mission. Both of us, Element and Arval, wanted to be able to provide a high-quality service for all customers everywhere in the world. After 25 years, the ambition remains exactly the same, and I think that both of us, Element and Arval, are very pleased in the way it works on a day-to-day basis. And you know, it's important for Arval to have long-standing partnerships.
When did you start working at Arval?
I started in June 2018. My first impression, if I can say so, was based on 2 elements. Number one, quality of customers. The mindset of the company is customer-driven. The second most interesting aspect I found in the company is people. The people are really motivated. You talk with Arval employees, they like the company, they like the customers, they like the products, the cars, and you feel a motivation which is great. So I felt that a company with a great customer service and satisfaction and people highly motivated, you have the basis for a successful path. Whatever the angle you look at Arval, it's successful. It's successful.
The market we are in for 30 years is going quite well. And in that market, Arval is doing even better than the competition.
So why changing? Because it's when you're healthy, it's the best time to change.
I felt that it was a little bit too car-centric company.
People need to move, but move differently, and this is the challenge.
We need to be able to deliver something simple, the best solution to go from A to B at the lowest cost, at the lowest environmental impact.
So there were lots of opportunities. We had to decide as Arval, how do we play in it, and what's the right place for us to be profitable, sustainable, etc.
And so by gathering all those elements and all those insights, there was something to be done on mobility plus other items.
The organization and the fact to assemble the various pieces of the puzzle in the way we've done it will make a breakthrough in terms of offer and in terms of answering to the market that we did not have before Arval Beyond. Arval Beyond can be a game changer for the market.
Not only it will help us to protect the business, because we will be there to help the customers in climate change and in mobility, but it will help us to gain additional business. So it's part of our desire to grow the company in a cleaner way.
Mr. van Groenendael, Arval has more than 30 years of experience is a leader in full-service leasing with 1.3 million vehicles under management and is expanding its global footprint year on year. We have seen that in the short video we just showed. Why then a new strategy? Why then Arval Beyond?
Well, Steven, you are right. Arval is a successful company. We are gaining market share each and every year. We are opening new countries, new territories. We are expanding in the private lease, in the white label OEMs, and so forth. So I would say that the company is doing well. But we believe that when a company is doing well, it's the right time to look forward and to think about the future. So we decided in 2019 to start a comprehensive strategic plan, looking at the market, the competition, the mega trends in the society, and most important, the expectation, desire, needs of the customers. And out of this comprehensive exercise, two major areas came into attention. The first one, fundamental, about environmental issues, energy transition, CO2 emission. And the second one, which is highly related with the first one, about mobility. Our customers tell us, car is important and will remain important, but probably tomorrow, car won't be sufficient to help all the employees of the company to move from point A to point B.
Okay, I will have later on time to discuss also the new strategy with some of the sponsors of Arval Beyond. But I would like now to discuss already the strategy in 4 main questions and answers I hope to get from you. So let's start with the first question. What is the Arval Beyond strategy about? What is the offering?
Well, it's a new plan for the company. It's the new strategy for the next 5 years. It's the new compass, if I can say so, for Arval. And this strategy is organized, structured, articulated around 4 major offerings, innovative offerings. The first one talks about mobility, as I mentioned, and is being called Arval 360 Mobility. The second one relates with energy transition and environmental concerns, and is called Good For You, Good For All. The third one deals with everything in terms of simplicity and convenience we can bring to the drivers. It is called Connected and Flexible Cars. And then the fourth one, it's about partnerships and looking at how the expertise of Arval combined with the expertise of a partner could deliver additional value. This is Arval Inside.
Okay, so...
And with those 4 offerings together, Arval will be the leader in sustainable mobility. The leader in sustainable mobility.
Okay, so 4 different offerings within Arval Beyond. Who is Arval Beyond tailored for? What is the customer target group?
Well, our target market, our audience, is our large corporate customers and their employees, very important, and their employees, our mid-size SMEs, private lease customers, and also our partners and their customers. So if you look at this target market, we talk about a population of about more than 50 million people. 50 million people. So it's a big group.
Okay. And when will Arval Beyond, your new strategy, become operational?
Well, it's starting here and there. We have multiple examples. Just to mention a very recent one, even though it was the lockdown in Europe, we confirmed the partnership with La Caixa in Spain. And it's not only renewing the partnership with La Caixa, it's expanding the partnership in providing leasing cars, but also mobility solutions. We signed a partnership with Telepass in Italy in the field of connected car and services. We will be announcing today or tomorrow a partnership with EDF, the electricity company in France, and Nissan about the work on vehicle to grid. And watch the space. In the coming days, there will be a major announcement of Arval in relationship with mobility.
Okay, so something to watch out for next to Arval Beyond. Really great. My final question for you in this little discussion is, what is the ultimate goal with Arval Beyond?
Well, Steven, we have defined very clear targets and ambitions for 2025. The first one, I think that we want to continue to be a growing company and a profitable company able to invest. So by 2025, we'll have 2 million cars compared to 1.3 million, as you said today. Talking now about energy transition, very important for us, like for the customers. The average fleet in 2025 will have CO2 emission reduced by 30% compared to today. In 2025, we will have 500,000 electrified vehicles on the road. In 2025, like today, Arval will be a carbon neutral company. And very important as well, each and every country of Arval, 30 countries today, will have mobility solutions for their customers. So it's really a very exciting plan. I mean, we are all excited in Arval. It's a huge potential. It's a plan that is based on a very solid and strong company with very motivated people. We have 30 years of legitimate experience with our customers. We are part of a mass global alliance. We have developed within Arval Mobility Observatory. In Arval Consulting, we have built a special practice in the field of mobility. And you know, the reason why we are so confident in this plan, it's because our offerings are co-constructed with the customers. So we organize, design sessions, working groups with fleet manager and customers to make sure that what we want to put in motion is exactly in line with their expectation. And once we have defined something, we test it with the employees of Arval, and when it works, then we deploy for the customers. So exciting time, and we are all convinced that Arval is and will be the leader in sustainable mobility.
Okay, I can see that you are really looking forward in putting in place this new Arval Beyond strategy. Thank you very much for commenting the strategy for the Fleet Europe audience. Ladies and gentlemen, we now know that Arval intends to become the leading player in the business mobility market with the new Arval Beyond strategy, and this by reinventing car leasing and launching new mobility concepts for you and your employees. We also know that the strategy is based around 4 offers: Arval 360 Mobility, Good For You, Good For All, Connected and Flexible, and finally Arval Inside. To guide us more in detail through the new services, we have invited the sponsors responsible for each of the offers. So let's kick off with the first offer, 360 Mobility.
Arval 360-degree Mobility, a full range of sustainable mobility options. 360-degree Mobility, it's moving Arval from being a car-centric company to a mobility company by making sure the company provides all its clients in all its geographies with the sustainable and state-of-the-art mobility options they need. In one sentence, it is the freedom to choose the way you move.
Mobility is essentially made of daily commuting trips from home to the office. And the majority of these daily trips are less than 5 kilometers, with the huge congestion issues that we know. Our 2020 barometer of Arval Mobility Observatory pointed out recently that 3 companies out of 4 in Europe are considering further implementation of alternative mobility solutions for their employees in the next 3 years. We believe at Arval we have strong assets to meet our customers' new needs, and 360 Mobility is our answer to them. Arval 360 Mobility is made up of 3 different offers, available to all our corporate clients and their employees: e-bike leasing, car sharing and sharing micromobility, and mass mobility as a service.
Arval e-bike leasing combines the advantages of sustainable trips and new urban mobility opportunities. Car sharing and micromobility solutions, including bike, e-kick scooter and e-motorcycle sharing. Car sharing was launched many years ago in France. It was recently deployed more widely. Last but not least, an Arval Mass application will combine all the mobility options an employee has and support him in instantly making the right and responsible choices for moving from A to B.
Our ambition? It's to have, by 2025, 100% of our countries proposing alternative mobility products and services. Seems easy? It's not. But thanks to our proven expertise and those of our partners, we will succeed.
For Arval, 360-degree mobility is a drastic change in its business model, widening its population from company car drivers to all employees, including the youngest ones who have a proven interest in alternative mobility means. For Arval's corporate clients, it is giving access to their employees to full range of sustainable mobility means, making their organization more efficient, more attractive and responsible.
One of our clients said to us recently, if Arval achieves this, you will meet one of our wildest dreams. We took the bet. And here is 360 Mobility.
And now I would like to welcome Amélie Phélip, Arval Mobility Director. Amélie, hello. Hello and welcome in the studio. And
Hello,
already
Steven.
Congratulations with the new strategy. Will all mobility solutions that were presented be launched together in one country, or will this happen gradually?
So our convictions with our client is that mobility is a very local topic. It's not an international or regional topic. It's very local, and that's how we work. So first, we have many mobility initiatives already ongoing in some countries. Car sharing, bike leasing, for example. Second, we test with our employees at Arval each and every product that we are willing to launch. So our employees are beta tester. And third, we co-construct, co-design with our clients our solutions of tomorrow, and they are very keen to do so.
Okay. What can you tell us about the rollout plan of 360 Mobility?
So for our mass application, we are focusing on 4 countries. For e-bike leasing, we are already live in 6 countries of Arval. And more generally, we are rolling out gradually for all our mobility products and services. And by 2025, we will have 100% of Arval countries offering alternative mobility solutions. And last but not least, we are progressing well with an exciting partnership on a mobility app with a major mobility actor, and you will know much more very soon on that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's stay in contact for the news about the mobility app. Would like to ask you a question of the mass application. Can you tell us a little bit what is it about? How will it work? Is it only linked to the services that you are proposing within Arval, or will it also be for the services of your partners?
So our mass app platform is articulated around 4 steps. So first, the fleet manager or the mobility manager defines his mobility policy of its employees. Then he gives access to his employee to a mass app for the trips. Then he has access to reporting data, allowing him to see what are the cost savings. And then, final steps, thanks to consulting, he is able to adjust, redefine his mobility policy. So, of course, the app includes internal services from Arval and also external MSP mobility services all into the app. And what makes the difference with other mobility or actors on the market is that we have a playground of 50 million people, both our large corporates and big partnerships that we have, like BNP Paribas or La Caixa, and this is a big difference with other market players.
Okay, thank you very much. Sounds promising, and I wish you a lot of success. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to discover the second offer, and that's called Good For You, Good For All.
Make an Arval the key leader in energy transition and sustainability.
For Arval, changing the world is a must, not just a will. It is now time for action. To do so, we must give everyone the tools to have a positive impact on our planet. The offer Good For You, Good For All is a toolbox that has the dual objective of protecting our environment and creating a safer road.
To protect the environment, the Arval Good For You, Good For All toolbox comprises a set of approach, products and services. To reach Arval's customers' objectives in terms of energy transition and CSR ambitions, the Arval Smart approach provides recommendations for relevant vehicles and energies and alternative mobility solutions. To ease the electric vehicle experience and lift the constraints usually associated to EVs, Arval has an all-inclusive offer. It comprises a car, a charging point, and the charging payment. Thanks to a switch option, a combustion engine vehicle is provided to the driver when he needs it, 6 weeks per year. Arval's clients can also combine an EV and an e-bike for a fully comprehensive mobility experience. Last but not least, to optimize their energy consumption, Arval will also offer soon to its clients and drivers a vehicle-to-grid offer.
With this offer, we cover already the biggest European countries, and we will cover all the Arval countries by 2025. At the end of the plan, we'll have 500,000 electrified vehicles on the road and a 30% reduction of our fleet average CO2 emissions.
For road safety, in 2025, Arval targets to reduce the overall accident rate of its fleet by 10%. In addition to its road safety programs, Arval proposes a specific offer to encourage its clients to choose vehicles equipped with advanced driver assistance systems. With a reduction of insurance premium for these vehicles, Arval will help reduce the accident rate and increase the overall road safety.
More than ever, Arval is a credible partner to make a positive impact together with our customers and drivers, reducing their environmental footprint and increasing road safety. This is what the Good For You, Good For All offer is all about.
Welcome, Andrian, Cainarean, Arval Head of Mobility Partnerships and Energy Transition. We looked at the video. I would like to start with the question, what is the role and the benefit of your smart approach here?
Hello, Steven. Nice to see you without the mask, even if it's at a distance, so great to see you. So SMART stands for Sustainable Mobility and Responsibility Targets. And it is our approach to support customers, define mobility targets more responsibly, build the strategy to reach them and implement it. Since 2018, when SMART was introduced, we have supported over 200 customers to make their fleet more sustainable. And today we go a step further with Smart Mobility, where we do it at individual level to design solutions for each individual that include more alternative and more sustainable mobility solutions.
Very good. Talking about sustainability, you also have an all-inclusive offer for electric vehicles. Can you describe briefly what's in the offer and in what way can the offer be unbundled if the customer would like to do so?
Yes, so what is in the offer? The electric vehicle, obviously, the charging solutions, so office charge points, home charge points, the automatic reimbursement for home charging, very important, as well as the ability to pay for charging in public locations. And then we add some additional services to enable our customers move easier towards electric vehicles. So for example, trying an electric vehicle for a couple of months with no penalties when returning that electric vehicle, or an ICE, an internal combustion engine, for several weeks a year for holidays, for example. So this can be unbundled with the risk of losing some of the added value of such of these services, as I was giving the example of the automatic reimbursement.
Okay. The ambition, the goal is to have 500,000 electrified vehicles in the Arval fleet by 2025. That is a very ambitious target. How are you going to realize this? What is the rollout plan?
Yes, Steven, 500,000 electrified vehicles. And before we elaborate on how we'll get there, it is interesting to mention the context. So to start with, all our customers, more than ever, want to reduce their emissions. And naturally, they expect us to help them on that. On the other hand, we have all the public authorities and regulators that push the OEMs, all of them, to introduce new EVs at scale to reach those emission targets that are quite stringent. So we will see naturally an increase, an exponential increase of the EV in the market share of new registrations. So getting to those 500,000 electrified vehicles will be a combination. First of all, helping our customers go towards EVs when it is relevant, our smart approach, proposing the right set of services to move away some of the hurdles in terms of charging, in terms of range anxiety that can be associated to EVs, having a pricing strategy that reflects our optimistic view on electric vehicles, and ultimately some innovative services such as the vehicle that we are introducing, where we see the vehicle as a battery on wheels, a battery that can store some of the energy that is produced by wind, by solar panels, and restitute it back to the grid or to the building when the grid's needed, for example, in the evening during peak times, with an interesting economic equation.
Thank you, Andrian. Cainarean, Arval Head of Mobility Partnerships and Energy Transition. And ladies and gentlemen, the third offer we're going to present to you is connected and flexible. And again, after a short video, my pleasure will be to welcome Lakshmi Moorthy, Arval Retail Director.
A connected journey is a simpler journey.
Because a connected journey is a simpler journey, at Arval, we want to build the most simple and connected leasing on earth. we take our experience of over 30 years in leasing and combine it with new technologies available. And today, we take the driver into a new era, into a new driving experience.
New technologies are transforming the automotive market rapidly. At the same time, customers are used to a better experience, enabled by technology across all areas of their lives, including the way they access the daily services related to the car.
Now, what we want to do is take all these benefits of technology and bring it to our customers in the area of driving. We have over 30 years of experience in leasing. We know about leasing, we know about cars. And what we want to do is bring that together with technology and create absolutely a world-class driving experience for our customers. The Arval Connected and Flexible offer is dedicated to all drivers of Arval cars.
Connected and Flexible offers Arval drivers innovative services, making their lives inside and outside the car simpler. Automatic payment of street parking, voice-aided services to access things when you're in your car, such as finding a garage, a petrol pump, or requesting assistance. And it could even be the use of remote keyless technologies to open the car to receive a package in the car, or order a car wash, all of which can be done even without the driver being present near the car.
At Arval, we have a connected car team in-house who also partner with third parties, large technology players, as well as local providers, such as a local car parking company.
And that's just the beginning. Arval is already working in some European countries on piloting selected services and will add new countries as well as new services to reach one ambitious objective. By 2025, more than 80% of Arval's fleet will be connected and offering a larger set of services to make life extremely easy for its drivers.
So to summarize, Connected and Flexible, we offer a simpler and significantly enhanced driving experience.
Welcome, Lakshmi, Moorthy, Arval Retail Director. I have a few questions also for you. What kind of connected services will you offer, and which one can we expect in the near future?
First of all, thanks, Steven. Pleasure to be here talking about the flexible and connected offer. So indeed, we are testing and piloting various services, including automated street parking, keyless remote opening of cars to facilitate in-car services, as well as voice-aided services when you're out and about on the road. Which one will we launch perhaps soonest? I think it will be automated street parking, not only because it's much demanded by clients, but also it's one of the most advanced pilots. And the way it works is if you have a connected car and you drive into a spot where we have an arrangement with a parking operator, the moment the car stops, it's recognized thanks to telematics and thanks to geolocalization. The driver gets an SMS notification, and if they accept, parking starts. When they drive off, parking ends. The parking is correctly calculated, billed to the customer as part of the monthly invoice, and the driver has to do nothing. So really simple, the car pays for parking, and that's the first service we expect to launch.
Okay. You know, of course, that some fleet managers, some multinationals can be a little bit reluctant to everything that is oriented around big data, connectivity, Big Brother. How are you going to convince customers to be and to stay positive about a connected fleet?
That's a very good question. I think the biggest disadvantage as an industry we've had in the past, we've never given drivers a clear benefit. We've never been able to articulate why the person in the car could benefit. So as a result, fleet managers saw benefits, but often the employees, the drivers, didn't. I think this time with a really strong offer to ease life for the driver on the road in the car, We think there's a much clearer proposition, and we think that should increase the uptake of connected services, this time as we focus on the driver.
We saw also that the ambition is by 2025 to have 80% of the fleet connected. Is there also a plan to have 100% connected?
Indeed, the ambition is 80% of our fleet connected by 2025. It's a segmented approach. So yes, there are some segments where you can imagine 100% of the fleet would be connected. So we spoke about drivers having benefits. When you think about retail customers, where the driver is the customer, you can imagine 100% of those cars would be equipped. Similarly, very clear with LCVs. So in fleets of LCVs, again, we expect 100% to be connected. Then I think for the rest of the segments, it would depend on the subscription rate based on the services we would offer, and then the drivers would choose to accept or not to be connected. Hence, the overall is 80%, and we think that's very achievable this time with the strong proposition we have towards drivers.
Okay. Final question. Coming back to the connected fleet and making it connected, how will you work on this matter? Will this be on your own or through partnerships with third parties?
Yeah. So as you know, Arval is the only leasing player who has invested in its own in-house telematics team. So 4 years we've been producing the hardware and the software, and we take this experience, this knowledge, and we use it internally to think about new connected features. But of course, we don't work alone. So the example I gave of automated street parking, we would build, and we do build, partnerships with local providers. So it's a strong combination of an in-house team with knowledge and experience, able to work with dedicated partners to deliver the services.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Lakshmi Moorthy, Arval Retail Director, for commenting on the offering connected and flexible. So, ladies and gentlemen, and now to discover the final offer of this ambitious Arval Beyond strategy, my pleasure is to have with me Thibault Lavigne. He is Arval Development and Strategic Partnerships Director. But before discussing about Arval Inside, discover it in a short video.
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Arval Inside. It's very simple. 1 + 1 = 3, but also 1 + 1 = 1. It is designing a unique proposition and the best offer. It means bringing Arval expertise to partners to co-design innovative and differentiating offers. Customers have new mobility needs, more flexible, multimodal, and sustainable. All companies don't necessarily have the capacities and expertise to address these new needs.
To build global innovative solutions and meet those needs, Arval has accumulated a unique expertise in many fields, and we have implemented many successful partnerships. Today, we share those strong areas of expertise with our partners to co-design enriched offers for end customers. This is what Arval Inside is about, working closely with the best partners.
Since the creation of Arval in 1989, partnerships have been part of its DNA, starting with banks and car manufacturers, and now expanding to other actors, insurers, energy providers, retailers, HR services, real estate, mobility actors, transportation companies.
Arval Inside is a mindset. It is putting Arval and its partners in the right framework to build together enriched and innovative offers fitting perfectly the needs of our clients in a win-win-win collaboration.
Arval Inside is a powerful core component of the Arval Beyond strategy, which creates value for all actors involved. For Arval to reach new populations, propose innovative and attractive mobility solutions, and manage their energy transition. For partners, to rely on Arval experience in order to provide their customers new and complementary mobility services. For clients to benefit from innovative, enriched and performance solutions.
In 2025, 100% of Arval countries will have signed successful partnerships with international or strong local actors. With Arval Inside, we are making Arval the obvious partner for all the actors who have an interest in mobility.
Thibault, Lavigne, you are the sponsor of Arval Inside. Will these partnerships that you are talking about and that you are going to develop from 2020 to 2025, will these partnerships be centrally steered, or are these also local partnerships within countries?
Well, we're going to have a little bit of both. Some partnerships will be signed locally and will involve only one country, and others will have an international dimension implying several countries. But in both cases, central teams and local teams will work very closely together with the central team, myself, for example, and the people who work for me, will bring support to the local entities, to the local Arval countries, and we'll make sure that we share best practices. Because in the end, we share exactly the same objective, the same ambition, which is that by 2025, each and every country within Arval will have signed several partnerships, one with a bank, one with an insurance, one with an OEM, and so forth, and so on and so forth.
Thank you. And then I would like to know, what are the most successful partnerships in place?
Well, the first one that comes to my mind, obviously, is the 10-year-old partnership with La Caixa that we have in Spain. It is an extremely successful partnership, which has just been renewed for another 5 years, with even greater, higher ambitions. We are now targeting 150,000 deliveries for the coming 5 years, and also the co-creation of mobility services with our partners. Obviously, we work also very closely with the retail networks of the BNP Paribas Group in France, in Belgium, in Luxembourg, in Italy, for example. We have also very strong relationships with some car manufacturers, like Volvo, for example, with white label partnerships in a number of countries. I could also mention Avis for the sale of their used cars through our remarketing platform, and many other promising initiatives, like with Telepass in Italy or Engie and EDF in France.
Thank you, Thibault, Lavigne. Thank you for the explanation and giving us more details about Arval Inside. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you again Alain van Groenendael, Chairman and CEO of Arval. Mr. van Groenendael, welcome again. We have had the discussions with the sponsors of the offerings of Arval Beyond. Looks great. Would like to know from you, to close this session, what is the key message related to Arval Beyond for the Fleet Europe audience?
Well, thank you, Steven. I guess that, as you have seen, we are highly motivated, plenty of energy, and we truly believe that we can make a difference in sustainable mobility. And I'm sure that our customers in Fleet Europe will appreciate in the months to come this new offering. So we are keen to start.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And of course, as these topics are also very important topics for Fleet Europe, the editorial team, we will continue covering these topics with Fleet Europe. And we hope, of course, that we can also discuss these topics with you during the Fleet Europe Summit on the 17th and 18th of November. So I wish you also a welcome on that Fleet Europe Summit. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Steven.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We have to end this session, but I'm convinced that the sponsors have given us a good introduction of Arval Beyond and their offerings. I would like, of course, to thank Arval for their confidence in Fleet Europe and also their openness to the Fleet Europe audience. And if you would like to know more about Arval Beyond, keep an eye on our website, fleeteurope.com, and on the website of Arval, arval.com, where more information and insights will be shared. See you next time. Bye-bye.